Before I get into the numbers, I want to be upfront about something. The earnings I'm about to share are personal results and they are not typical. I'm in the top 1% of Amazon influencer creators. And I've been building this business for over a year now with a full team behind me. Most creators will not see results at this level, and individual results will significantly be based on your niche, your output, your strategy, your starting point, and a lot of factors that are specific to your situation. I share this data because I think transparency is valuable and because understanding what's possible at scale can inform how you think about your own business. Not because I want anyone to think walking away from this that these numbers are just baseline. They're not. And if you do decide and invest in any of the courses or services I mentioned in this video, I want to be clear that purchasing a course is a business expense, not a guarantee of income. The strategies I teach are what worked for me. Whether they work for you depends on how you apply them, how much effort you put in, and a lot of variables I can't control. Okay, with that said, let's get into it. Today, I want to do a thorough breakdown of my May 2026 earnings, what the numbers looked like, what drove the growth, and what I think it means for anyone building an Amazon influencer business right now. Let me start with the headline. In May, I earned $25,503, which puts me just below my all-time record of $26,168 in March. And to give you some context on how significant that is, if you look at the trailing 12 months from June 2025 through May of 2026, I've generated $202,000 total with a monthly average of around $17,000. A year ago, in July of 2025, I was doing around $5,800 a month. May's number is more than 4 times that. That kind of growth doesn't happen by accident, and I want to walk you through exactly what's behind it. Now, I use a third-party Chrome extension called a Cha-Ching sales dashboard to pull all of this together. It's completely free and does a great job of visualizing daily and monthly performance across all revenue categories. Now, looking at the daily breakdown for the month, it consistently was around $500 to $700 range for most of the days, but there was a notable jump around May 20th up to around $900, and then around May 26th, and then the last week of the month was particularly strong. I had multiple days in a row where I had $1,200, which is something I typically only see like around Prime Day or the holiday season. Seeing that kind of daily output in a regular month of May was actually pretty surprising and tells me the content and product mix is working. Now, let me break down where the revenue actually came from because the category split matters a lot for understanding this business. In April, I earned $21,543 from Affiliate Plus, which is the creator connections. Now it has the most earnings. I had about $4,738 from onsite and then $731 from offsite. And then I made about $46 from sponsored clicks. In May, that shifted. Total earnings hit $25,503. The Affiliate Plus grew to about 78% of my earnings, just holding under $20,000. Onsite came in around $4,200, and then offsite had increased meaningfully here to $1,182, which is double what I had in April. And sponsored clicks also doubled. It doubled to $104. Now, every single category moved in the right direction month over month. The offsite increased largely a strategic decision that I made in early May. I had been running Levanta links since March and April, and I noticed that when there was an Amazon policy change on the 14th, something really troubling happened. I saw 0 Levanta sales for 2 consecutive weeks. I had reached out to their support team and didn't get a meaningful response. And so those 2 red flags in a row was enough for me to just turn off all Levanta links and beginning May and just reallocate that focus to offsite. If you've been using Levanta and you've also noticed anything unusual after the reporting for April 14th, I would love to hear from you in the comments. I'm still trying to determine whether that was specific to my account or just broader tracking issue in general. And so that's why I see an increase in offsite here compared to the previous month. One of my well-performing products offsite is now tracked under offsite versus what it was for Levanta earlier. Now let's talk about video uploads. For context, my peak in September was at 152 uploads. I was actually intentionally building inventory heading into the holiday season. And over the past 12 months, I've uploaded 810 videos total, averaging about 67 and a half per month. Now, May's 19 videos is dramatically lower than the average, yet it was one of my strongest revenue months on record. The reason for the low upload count is pretty straightforward. The entire team has been heads down building out Lypad Academy, the YouTube channel, and the courses. We've been producing course content, new YouTube channel, and standing up a VA training and placement program. So a significant portion of our bandwidth was taken up. Now, our course, Higher Up, launched today, and then ScaleUp is pretty close behind it, scheduled for June 22nd. We are in the process of editing, writing, and doing all the operational work when it comes to building a course. And then the Amazon uploads and the video creation just really took a hit. We've been really focused on Lypad Academy in general. But here's what this data actually demonstrates. I could have uploaded close to 0 videos for April and May, and I probably still would have finished in both months above $20,000. Now, that's the power of building a strong catalog of evergreen content on the right products in the right placements and then letting it work. You don't need to be on the content treadmill indefinitely. You just need to be more strategic about it and how you put out your videos. Now, this brings me to carousel placement, because that's where I think the real story lives. Of the 810 videos that you see here in the past 12 months, about 400 of them, about 50%, landed on both the top and the bottom video carousel placements. When you factor in the videos that hit at least one carousel, that number climbs to somewhere between 55 and 60% of all uploads. Now, my strategy is to identify products with low influencer saturation early, get the video up before the carousel competition arrives, and then hold that position. Once you're in, you tend to stay in, and that longevity is what creates compounding monthly earnings from content you filmed months ago. Now, one other piece that continues to perform is comparison videos. Comparisons are longer, they hold viewer attention better, and they're genuinely useful to customers who are trying to make a purchasing decision. A customer watching a head-to-head comparison is already deep into the buying process. They're not browsing and they're not deciding. That intent translates directly into conversion. And it's why comparison video content consistently outperforms single product reviews in my catalog. So to bring this all together, $25,503 in May, 19 videos uploaded, 4 full-time VAs managing the day-to-day, and a content library that earns whether or not I'm actively producing. The results come from the right product selection, the right team, the right positioning, and a strategy that's built and refined over time. Now, that's exactly what I've tried to teach inside Higher Up and ScaleUp. Higher Up launched today and covers the entire process of hiring, onboarding, and managing a VA for an Amazon influencer business. And then ScaleUp is the advanced side, the content frameworks, buyer psychology, product research strategy, brand deals, and how to fully leverage your team once you have one. And if you want both courses, plus a VA who's already trained in all of it before they start working with you, Lypad Complete Bundle is the bundle that puts all 3 together. Right now, it's 50% off, but that offer closes on June 7th, which is also the cutoff to get into VA cohort training number 1. After that date, the price goes up and the next cohort cycle won't open for a while. The link is in the description below. If you want to talk through whether it's the right fit, there's also a call for a booking link down there as well. Subscribe if you want to see my video next week, where I'll be sharing when it makes sense to invest, whether it's new equipment, products, software, and maybe even hiring a VA. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.